Donny Dust, the wild man. Good morning, brother.
Good morning. Thanks so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Professional caveman, Donny Dust. You see him on TikTok. We have a crush on you. I ain't gonna lie. I've got a man crush. Got a man crush on Donny.
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't? Of course.
I try. It's all you got to use animal fat in your hair. That's what gets it kind of flowy and all natural.
Oh, okay. I could do this. You know how much bacon I eat?
That's right. Former Marine Corps veteran got this book out. It's called Wild Wisdom. It's his third book. If you don't know Donny, he's pretty much, you could just drop him anywhere in the world and he'll survive, and he helps teach us how to survive as well. So we all talk about one day, Donny. Things go one day. We don't know when. This EMP, it's a Wolverine kind of Red Dawn situation. Who knows?
We don't know what it's going to be, but one day it will be.
And
it's all happened before, people.
So what do we need to be doing? How do we prep for something like this?
Oh, God. Well, first off, fingers crossed it happens sooner than later, because I'm kind of getting bored. You know what I mean? We need some excitement.
Stop it.
No, I really think people can, create their own, wilderness self-reliance as well as their own kind of community self-reliance as far as, building up that kind of stockpile of necessary food and medicines and things like that in your own personal residence. And that's just the what if. I live in Colorado and I'm very well prepared, but it's those circumstances when you get 4 feet of snow and you're like, I really don't want to go out and grab another Coors Light. I got another, 12-pack in the basement. Just, for example, but people should have those necessary supplies in their house. They should have their vehicles prepped and ready to go in the event that they do have to leave because of a fire or a hurricane. Pick your poison. It's just better to have than to have not. And I think medications and personal self-aid, like first aid, wilderness first aid, is extremely important because when somebody gets hurt, they usually go to a doctor. And my kids have unfortunately grown up with me as their father. When they get something like a deep cut, I'm doing the stitches. Because when you go to those doctors, you go to those emergency rooms, that's where you can come across all manner of kind of chaos, from the spreading of disease to kind of an over-influx of personnel that need some sort of assistance. So I try to keep that self-reliance at the home level where I can provide all that sort of support. That's food, that's water, that's medical, that's electricity. Whatever I can do to maintain an independent sort of framework for me and my family and just a small community around me, that's my goal. On the flip side, if I got to go, I'm straight up into the mountains, the caves that I've lived in, hunting mule deer, drinking from springs, foraging for berries, just kind of living the good life.
That's how Coors was made. That's what I heard.
Precisely.
I love your channel because it's everything. You were just talking about the getting home and all. Literally everybody needs a get home bag. If something goes on, you have to be able to plan, hey, I've got a 10-mile walk. I've got a whatever. You've got to be able to have comfortable shoes, etc. in your car. It sounds crazy, but just put it in the trunk. It's not hurting anything, and you're going to be able to get home to your family and then figure out the next step.
Exactly. It's getting back to those kind of like that key cache of resources. If you are at work, how do you get back home? What happens if the cell phone's dropped? Do you know how to navigate? Because so many people are fixed on their phones these days, they almost forget how to navigate just in their own local area. Mm-hmm. So have those resources so you can get back home and kind of move from there. That's my mentality, and that's what I kind of express to folks is get home safe and then make those necessary, assessments. Do we stay and play? Or are we moving on from here?
You have a new book. It's called Wild Wisdom. It's the third book, actually, and we want to talk about that. If you can hang on one second. Donny Dust, he is a professional caveman.
Yeah, he is.
And we're going to talk more with him next.
Donny Dust is joining us. The book, his third one is called Wild Wisdom. It's available now. And, hey, so Donny, I know you talk about, like, roadkill, and, you can eat roadkill and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. I get it. I don't know. I feel like I would just be, I'm done.
In a pinch, you never know what situation you're going to be in life, and to be able to safely do it, because you don't know how long it's been there and all that. Donny will walk you through all that.
So my question is, so I'm not going to do that, but unless I have to, but are those products like the buckets of food, do you recommend that kind of stuff?
I think there's nothing wrong with having that kind of bucket of food, if you will. Some of them, you buy them commercially, some of them you can build yourself. And the reason I recommend people building them themselves because every family is unique. You might have, really young kids or some older kids, whatever that case may be. But sometimes in those buckets of food, they just taste like junk, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And if you got a real picky eater, like if you got to go through the apocalypse, do you really want to go through eating like peas and like some sort of freeze-dried meal that tastes like junk? I recommend folks invest, save that money, invest in some sort of dehydration device or freeze-drying device where you can create your bucket that actually gives you a semblance of like normalcy.
Uh-huh.
If your kids love macaroni and cheese, that should be something you should try to aim to prepare for in your own bucket cache of food. Because I know if I had a 5-year-old, and I have 2 teenage boys, but, if they were 5 years old, they're not going to want to eat peas and carrots. That's not exciting. What could I do to make that kind of crazy situation normal? It can be that food that would give them that little bit of peace, if you will.
Yeah, that's a great. I didn't even think about the whole mental part of that, giving them a little bit of normalcy in whatever the wild situation is that you're in.
It was like a little dude from Walking Dead eating the pudding on the roof that day. Remember that episode?
Yeah.
Carl sat there and he was like, "I got pudding. Everything is good.
Everything's fine."
I mean, that's a perfect example. The normalcy of what life is.
Well, you're doing great work, man, and keep it up. The book is called Wild Wisdom. Pick it up or get the other 2 that are before that. Professional Caveman, Mr. Donny Dust. You can also find him on TikTok. Just got him almost, 11 million followers on TikTok.
You just picked up another.
Just got a couple more.
Another. Actually, I just subscribed to you on YouTube.
All right.
Right on. Appreciate it.
Donny Dust, everyone. Donny, thanks, man. We appreciate it.
Thank you, gents. I appreciate your time. Have a great day.
Later. All right. Well, that was great. That was good. You did good.
Thank you.
I have no idea what it was because this is taped afterwards, but
you were amazing, though.
Thanks. Appreciate it.